What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark, AmericanMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today I'm talking about the power of chi. Or, if you don't know how to pronounce that word, it's the power of Kai. Or shy. What's the shy? Yeah, isn't that the name of the chi? I don't know. What was the name of the Showtime show? Anyway, um, yeah, this is a documentary about the exploration of, do we have the force in like a real world practicality, which is an interesting topic to think about. There's also a reason why I think this documentary has flown under the radar. Why am I talking about it, you ask? I heard you. I heard you there in the back, Jill. Is anybody even named Jill anymore? I should have chosen something more. Madison. Heard you in the back there, Madison. Uh, yeah, it has audio description, which is the reason why. It's done by Descriptive Video Works. So that's why I watched The Power of Chi. You can rent this. It's on video on demand. I got this through the Apple Store. And I'm a non-believer. I'm a non-believer. This movie does not structure in a way where I was like, oh man, this is amazing. I just kind of was like, see, the problem that I have with this movie is a problem that they can't really solve. And that's that they present this guy, Adam, as being like this chi master. He's like fucking Yoda. And he goes around and he has people who try to like push him, and like no one can move him because he's mastered his chi. He's mastered, quote unquote, the force, the life force, or whatever that moves through all of us, mana, whatever you want to call it. He's mastered it. So he's like an immovable object. And so you have these like strong people who are trying to like push him or move him. And he's like basically immovable, you know. And I just wanted him to be tackled by like a like I wanted him to truly put that to the test, instead of having a whole bunch of randos walking up on him and pushing on him, and like people who are like trying to study and they're like, oh, we want to learn how to do that. That seems really cool. It's like, yeah, I kind of just want him to be tackled by like an NFL football player, like who is running like full speed. Then we'll see how immovable he is. um, when you have a documentary like this and you're structuring it, if he ever was moved, you edit it out. So that's the thing, is it's like if it doesn't fit your narrative, why would you put it in? So it ends up being sort of like an infomercial for this way of life. And it felt like that too. It felt like it wasn't really balanced. Now, if you're coming in a skeptic and all you're shown is magic, and you have nothing else to believe but the realism of magic, then really the only argument is that, well, I just don't believe, which is true. But it's, I mean, isn't that why you made the film, is to like introduce people and to try to get them to believe? I just don't believe, because it almost felt like, I feel like you selected the scenes. You got Morgan Freeman narrating. That's a good choice, by the way. Solid choice. But like, I don't know who these people are. Like, in large part, I really don't know most of the people who are in this movie. Like, I mean, sometimes it's like, oh, they do this for a living. I was like, oh, okay. But other than that, like, they didn't pick any big names. They couldn't get anybody in here. So, I'd love to see him, get like roundhouse kicked by Jackie Chan or something. And like, did that move you? That's kind of what the movie's missing. Is it's missing the feeling of somebody who's putting their career on the line, who's like, I move things. Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna punch you. And if you really believe that you have this thing, right? Why don't you let high level people? Was nobody interested in doing that, or did you just cut them out? So it just didn't move me. This didn't do anything for me. So as a documentary, it just didn't really succeed. The audio description is fine. It's a lot of describing people trying to push Adam over for like 90 minutes. That's like 2/3 of the movie, honestly, is just like test footage of Adam being set up, and then somebody's coming along and trying to move him, and then he'll move them with like a finger. And it's just a bit much. Like, I wish there were like other people. I wish there were like Chi disciples, so it wasn't just the one guy, because it is a documentary, but it's not like documentarians sign some sort of clause that says we must tell the absolute whole truth and nothing but the truth, and we can't leave things on the cutting room floor. There are plenty of documentaries that have selectively chosen what to show and what not to show, and have cut things out and focused on certain things that follow and structure their narrative. So that's just what this feels like. This feels like a heavily structured and created narrative that didn't really do anything for me. It did not move my needle. I do not believe this guy. I'm not like a pro athlete, so I'm not going to say I can move him because I don't know this guy at all. I don't know how ripped he is. Like, this, Chi or no Chi, if somebody's like, do you think you could move John Cena? I'd be like, no, I don't. No, man, I remember what he looked like. That dude looks like he could beat me up. I know. I don't think I can move him. Uh, so, um, yeah, I mean, if I was like running full speed at him, maybe a little bit, but I still think he'd be able to take a tackle from me. So, um, should you watch The Power of Chi? It's up to you, man. I don't know. Some people like this. Some people will be into it. If you buy into it already, you'll just buy into it even more. It's one of those documentaries. So if you're feeling the vibe of the Chi and you want to know more about life force and that kind of thing, then this is up your boat. I'm not going to say that this doesn't have a place. I'm just going to say that if you're a non-believer, I don't think it's going to move the needle for you. If you're somebody who is like, well, I'm a skeptic, I don't think this is going to change your mind. So that's what I would say about Power of Chi. Audio descriptive video works. The funny thing was, listening to the track, I'm starting to get to the point where I can kind of tell, and I'm like, this is either going to be DVW or IDC, because that's what it feels like to me. And for some of I was thinking back to some of the other sort of major studios. It's like, I think I'm getting to the point where probably about 5 to 7 studios, I can actually kind of tell based on how they produce things, how they write, and how they narrate, and how they edit and everything, and mix, who it's going to end up being. And I was right. It was one of these two. It's going to end up being one of these two, and it was. So I wasn't surprised by some weird third-party thing that I'd never heard of before. So, yeah, the audio description is fine. It's just that the movie is not exciting. So I'm going to give The Power of Chi. It didn't do anything for me that it was supposed to do, except it explained somewhat the concept. So I have a better understanding of this, but I don't believe it. Just because now I understand it more doesn't mean that and I think the point is to try to get me to believe it more. So I'm going to give it a C- and say it didn't really work as a documentary. And that is my review of The Power of Chi. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys on the other side.